Some trending components may contain certain periods in which a special event occurred, causing an anomaly in the trending pattern. For instance, you may have an unusual large spike or dip in the trend caused by some occurrence in your organization, or maybe you need to mix the actual data with forecasts in your charting component. In such cases, it could be helpful to emphasize specific periods or specific events in your trending with this special formatting. In this lesson, we will learn how to emphasize and mark significant events, making good use of a bar, pie, and donut chart. A simple bar graph that can be focused to help the audience remember in a single number is way more effective. This data table shows us the countries where the coronavirus has spread except China. I made this graph easier for my audience by ordering the bars from the greatest to least. To do the same, look to the right of the Home tab and you'll see a button called Sort and Filter. Click the drop-down arrow next to it and select Custom Sort. This opens a dialog box where you can adjust each option to select the column you want to be sorted and the order of the sort, largest to smallest in our case. Now you highlight your sorted data along its corresponding labels, and let's insert a basic bar chart from the Insert tab. Choose the first option in the bar chart drop-down menu. Move it below the data and adjust the size. To adjust the width of the bars, right-click on any of them, and from the sub-menu select Format Data Series. In the Format Data Series pane from a Series option, decrease the gap width to 50% or something around the size that you like. Now, from Fill and Line, I will change the fill color for all the bars to a light gray, and then click twice on the bar for Japan so that it will be the only one highlighted. Then I will select the blue action color as my fill. Choose the dialog box and delete the title of the chart. I want people to remember a single number here, so right-click on the Japan bar and select Add Data Label from that menu. You can see that Excel added the number of cases outside of the end of the bar and only for Japan. I prefer my number on the inside of the bar whenever there is room because it keeps the visual focus squarely on the data. So click on the label twice and then from the Format Data Label pane that opens, look for Label Position and change the radio button from outside end to inside end. As the last step, you'll want to change the text color for that label to white, so it is visible against the action color of the bar. These strategies give laser focus to a single number that you want to boost. If you want, you can delete the grid lines and the border of the graph from the Format tab and the Shape Outline button. Great! To add a text box to the chart, click Insert tab on the ribbon and select Text Box icon. Then let's click inside the chart to create an empty text box, which you can fill with your words. Now let's move to the pie or donut worksheet. A donut chart can display more than one series of data, and it has a hole in the middle. It is okay to use a donut graph on occasion, for example when you're showing just one chunk to support a single number and give it a bit of an eye candy emphasis. Here we have a little data table with the percentages of land area and water area on Earth. Let's make a donut chart. Highlight all of the data with your mouse and click on the Insert tab. In the Charts family, click on the drop-down arrow next to the tiny pie chart icon and select the last option there, the donut. The donut chart type is hidden in the drop-down menu options for a pie chart. Now, right-click on one of the pieces of the donut, and in that menu, select Format Data Series. This opens a dialog box where you can adjust the size of the donut hole. I will reduce mine to about 30%. Decreasing the size of the donut hole creates a stronger visual aspect. Now, there's room for me to type a label. I want to highlight the water land on Earth, and I also want the largest wedge to start at noon, so I will adjust the angle of the first slice in that same dialog box to 220 degrees. The next step is to use an action color to highlight a key piece of the data visualization, so I will change the color of the unimportant donut piece to light gray, so that it holds very little visual emphasis. To do this, click on the land area piece twice, and then open the drop-down arrow by your paint bucket located in the Home tab, and select a light gray from that palette. I will also change the fill color of my important piece of data representing the water area to blue. Finally, I will delete the legend. Just click on it and hit the delete key. I will add a text box to the graph with my main message. Also delete the title and the border around the chart. The same process works for a pie chart. Let's do it quickly. Now, how cool is that? Generally, pies and donuts aren't ideal graph choices. However, in these examples, we are not asking our audience to do much mental work because we've muted all but one piece of the graph. It's always better to highlight just one wedge of the pie to support your point. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and you managed to understand how to make an effective bar, donut, or pie chart.